Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about why booking Amtrak round trip tickets are a mistake. All right, so you guys know we travel on Amtrak a lot, and we're always looking for ways to save money and for better ways to use the coupons and the different discounts that we get. And we recently just came up with yet another thought process on booking tickets, and that is that it is actually a huge mistake to book round trip tickets.
Yeah, we don't like booking round trip tickets. We never really have, but now we've thought of even more reasons not to like to do it, and we're going to break those down for you because we did just do a round trip from Chicago to New York, and funny enough, on that trip, we actually had the same exact car. We were in the same room in the same car because on the way there, I realized that I left a wrapper from a little protein bar up in the top little pouch. On the way back, I found the exact same wrapper. So we had the exact same car on the exact same trip. Yeah.
Unless somebody had the exact same bar. But that's highly unlikely because you order yours from Amazon.
Yeah, so we did do a round trip, and it got us to thinking about this. And the first reason that you should not do these round trips is that many of the Amtrak routes have a way to get there on a different train. It's the exact same city pairs, but you won't have to see the same sights both ways. And that's a huge benefit because once you've seen a route one way, it's better to see different things and experience a different train, and you can check another train off your list. So for instance, we do LA to Chicago quite a bit because we have family in both of those cities. And so when we do that, we like to take the Texas Eagle one direction, which does LA to Chicago, and then the Southwest Chief going in the other direction, which also does LA to Chicago, but in one less day.
That's right. It's really cool to do it that way because you're seeing different things. And I think the experience is a little bit different too because the crews on the different routes do a little bit different things, and also like conductors do a little bit different things. Some of the routes require, a little bit more information or are more touristy type experiences. And this gives you an opportunity to basically kind of extend your vacation, really.
Yeah, so the return home doesn't feel like this dreaded, oh, we're just driving back, now we're going back. It's almost like if you do a different route, it's like I said, an extension of the vacation. So another one you could do, which we should have recently done, was Chicago to New York. You can do the Lakeshore Limited one way, and then you can do the Cardinal back the other way. And so that just gives you a more diversity of what you're going to see, and you're going to meet more staff. Now, funny enough, we didn't have the same staff when we came back in the same car. They had switched out the staff. Just the car was the same, but the whole crew was different. Another one you could do that we really like to do is we love to ride the California Zephyr from Chicago to Emeryville, but then we don't ride it back. We will ride from Emeryville the Coast Starlight up to Seattle, and then the Empire Builder back over to Chicago. That's kind of a three-legged one, but it's still better than doing the round trip California Zephyr.
I think so too. And again, this is an extension for your vacation. Gives you something really different and unique to see. And it is so different to take that little portion, even just from Emeryville up to Seattle. There's so much to see on that route that's going to be so different than what you're going to see on the California Zephyr and then what you're going to see on the Empire Builder on the way back to Chicago. So it is really, and the other cool thing too is that both of those trains, the way out on the California Zephyr from Chicago, you're going to get different views than what you're going to see on the way in on the Empire Builder into Chicago.
All right, so that's not the only reason though. There is another reason that you should not take round trips, several more reasons actually. And the next one is that you cannot use an Amtrak companion coupon on round trip tickets. And this is something I didn't know until very recently when I tried to book a ticket for our daughter. She wanted to do the Coast Starlight round trip, I had like 4 of these companion coupons. I thought, oh, I'll just apply one of these. Maybe it'll take 2. Couldn't do it. And it just was a lot cheaper to book 2 one-way tickets. It takes hundreds of dollars off each trip. And then I used 2 of my companion coupons. Had to use those up, but I had a ton of them. And I saved probably $400 on her trip by not booking round trip, by booking 2 one-way on the same train.
Yeah, see, that's just crazy that you can't really apply that coupon doesn't like doubly apply to the round trip, because you would think that in their system, to them, it would make more sense to do it on a round trip, because if you're going one way, you got to come back to where you came from. So round trip makes the most sense, just like, airlines. Generally, the default when you're looking up airfare is the round trip. It's the same thing with the trains, the round trip, but you cannot, that's not how you're going to get the best deal if you're wanting to use your coupons or some of the discounts that are offered as well. You won't be able to do that.
And sadly, you can't even use it on one leg of the round trip. You would think, well, maybe it'd only let you apply it to one, like the outgoing, but not the way back. It won't let you apply it to either of them. And unlike an airline, if you buy an airline ticket from New York to LA, generally the round trip is going to be cheaper than buying 2 one-way tickets. But on Amtrak, it's just double the price to do the round trip. So there's almost no advantage to booking a round trip. But there's still more reasons not to book it. So we're going to get into even more reasons not to book a round trip ticket.
Yeah, you would think that was it, but there's more. And the big one too is, and we actually had this happen to us recently, we needed to change a ticket, but we had booked a round trip for some reason. I don't know why. We booked the round trip, but we decided that first leg, we wanted to leave a little bit on a train that left a little bit earlier. Well, they were unable to change that for us because it was a part of a round trip ticket. So I was going to have to cancel the whole thing and then repurchase them individually to what I wanted, which took longer than I wanted to. I was having to and we had like the last 2 seats too. And so I was having to crazily stand in the station and try to do this. Whereas if it was individual, I could have just very quickly just switched that out, or they could have done it very quickly for me. But when I went to the agent, even at the actual station, and asked him if they could do it, he said, I can't do it. You have to cancel. We have to cancel the whole thing. So even if you don't, or even if you just wanted to say buy a separate ticket for that first part and just do a different ride and just, then just use the second half of your ticket, you couldn't do that, because it would cancel out the second part of your trip. Kind of like with airlines also. You can't, not use part of it and then the rest of it is just going to be canceled out and you'll lose your money. So that's a pretty big deal not to be able to have that flexibility to make those changes.
Yeah, when we're traveling, flexibility is paramount because we're often making changes on the fly. And, when you have status with Amtrak, you can have that flexibility. You can call in to the member number that's dedicated to you. They'll often have more flexibility, but if you have this round trip ticket, it does kind of tie their hand. So you might be asking, well, how can I get status? How can I get companion coupons? Because those are a really big deal. Actually, those save hundreds of dollars on the roomettes, and the best way to do that is by getting the Amtrak credit card. We definitely have that and use that when we want to book Amtrak. That is how you earn those points, and then you will ride up the ranks and you'll get those companion coupons in your account. And eventually, if you get up high enough, you'll have so many of them, you won't know what to do with them, which is the situation
which is a problem we're having. We have too many of them. So yeah, I think that, just really paying attention to little things like that, knowing that, hey, I need to book these individually. There's plenty of reasons why you should, and 0 reasons, why you should be booking a round trip ticket, and many reasons why you should not be booking the round trip tickets, because it just makes more sense. You can use those coupons, you can make those changes, and it just makes the most sense. Even if you're using points, the points that you're earning, yeah, you get the coupons and all that kind of good stuff, but you also get points and you can buy, your fare that way as well. You are looking at better prices when you're booking them individually too.
Yeah, so that is just the thing is there is no, when we looked at it, we couldn't think of a single reason that benefits you to book it round trip outside of it's a little bit quicker to do so. So, with all the other benefits, it definitely is better to do the one ways, and that's what we are going to do from now on. We have done a couple of round trips. Every time we've done it, we've felt like it was a mistake. But 90% of the time, we don't book round trip just off the bat because we're trying to take a different direction on the train, go back on a different route. But on the few times we've booked them, we have regretted it.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, you probably have questions. Leave those for us down in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give us a like. We'll see you next time.